Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Actually Just Ragin.
You tell me to behave, I'm always have.
Right.
You
That's
never
true.
behave.
Well,
What's
it is a
up, you
Friday.
guys?
It is a Friday.
It is
so-
It's a
Friday,
Friday.
January 21st, 2022, and we'll be right back after this intro.
Raging.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Let's drop this trap.
Well, it's like I hope that when you guys redo the video that you keep that music because
Thank you.
it's really
iconic.
funny how it's like I completely associate that music with the show.
Me too.
I love that music. We're totally going to do that. Which
Okay.
reminds me, Daphne, I need some candid photos of you that are like
Oh,
kind of goofy and off.
Yes, we need pillow
well,
makeup.
that'll be
and-
easy.
All right, you don't need a pat belly or anything like that, but just something that's kind of goofy. Nothing wrong with pat belly. I told you I was going to make your belly famous. So
Good morning,
Uh,
guys.
good morning.
Good
Hey,
morning, everybody.
people of the north, keep your damn cold, okay?
Yeah, this is.
I
Well,
don't
I don't
want
even
it.
want it.
My
I don't
nipple
want it
hurt
either.
This morning, it's like
It's like what is it? It's like
I'm sitting here. I'm like, I'm cold.
I'm sorry.
I don't need that in my life right now.
It's 14 degrees here right now.
Oh, wow.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's
We're just above freezing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Jake and Mike Jimmy are laughing at us.
yeah.
Cold? You don't know what cold is.
I know what cold is. I used to live in the Adirondacks, and we had a period of time.
Oh,
I think it was like a month of like -20.
ew.
It was nasty. It was
Uh-huh.
nasty,
Right.
but it was dry. So at one point, when it actually went down to like 0, we were outside in like a fleece.
Right. Yeah, because you get acclimated to like, oh, this isn't cold anymore.
Yeah, yeah. And then you're wondering why you're all blue.
Right,
But,
exactly. Yeah. Oh, hypothermia. Just
Yeah, what
walk
is
it
that?
off.
It's all right. It's all good.
Walk it off.
It's just my blood is water now. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But so what else is going on, you guys? Accountability.
Actually, Nita kept me accountable last night. We were in a stream and it kind of ran a little long, a private stream, and she told me to get off the air and off the stream to go work out. And I go, you know what, you're right.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, I knew that
Wow.
she needed to go at 7:30.
you're right. Yeah.
God, we could have kept going though.
No, we could have kept going, and it's like, and honestly, I was procrastinating. I was. And Nita was like, oh, no, you gotta go. And I go, you know what, you're right, I'm gonna go. And I did. So I did my elliptical yesterday. So Nita was definitely a proper accountability partner.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Uh-huh.
And how about that intermittent fasting, Miss Nita?
I'm hungry. I'm ready
Right.
to eat myself right now, so obviously I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Eat myself, but that would
Okay.
be a talent, right?
Right. It's like make $1 million on OnlyFans. Oh.
There was one time
got
I
nothing.
tried. My back hasn't been right since.
Well, it's that's how it goes. It's like I can't even touch my toes. I have no flexibility whatsoever.
Yeah. I got nothing.
So
I'm kind of day to day. You know,
right, yeah,
I'm like
yeah.
I'm eating. I'm taking my meds on time.
Yeah,
How
that's
about
good.
that?
Cheers.
That's good. No, yeah, it's like no, that's the same thing that happened with my mother. All of a sudden, it's like we have a schedule for everything
Yes,
because it's like
it's
it's like do you eat with the medication? Do you not eat the medication and with the
hmm
medication? And then it's like it has to be taken at this time and at exactly at this time, and yeah, it
yeah.
becomes a process. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Uh
So
huh.
it's like for somebody who doesn't like to watch the clock at
Mhm.
all, I'm watching the clock very diligently. Like my
Yeah.
times are 10 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm like 10. All right, pills. Give
Right.
me my
Yeah.
pills.
Yeah, because also the thing is too is that you have to keep track of that so you don't accidentally double dose.
Yeah.
Because there was a
Yep.
couple of times where it's like, oh shit, neither of us remembered if you took that pill or not.
Yeah.
So
And
we
it's
had to
like
like
you right.
cycle,
So
and if
right, you don't know whether or not it's okay to double up or if it's okay
right,
to skip. You know, it's like
right, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
exactly, yeah. So
So
yeah,
that's my accountability. I'm learning to be a little bit, because before this, I didn't even take like daily vitamins regularly. I couldn't
right,
even do that once a day. You know.
yeah, right. No, no,
So
for real. Yeah,
uh huh.
yeah.
So anybody
Like,
else who's in the chat, we've got a bunch of people here. We've got Trish, we've got Mike Jimmy, Facebook user, declare yourself. Get over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button, and chat with us over there so we know who you are.
oh,
Who else?
actually, that kind of reminds me. So it's like whenever I watch the replay of the show, the chat doesn't show up. So I don't know if that's a
Mm.
setting you need to turn on.
Ah,
Yeah,
I
because
wonder
I was
if
I
it's.
was looking for something that had been mentioned in the chat, and when I went to look, the chat wasn't there. So
I've got to figure that there is a way to do chat playback, but I don't know why it defaults to something else.
right.
So yeah, it's weird.
Mhm. Yeah, because it's like
Uh,
because like if we're gonna put like links and stuff in the chat,
Oh,
it would make
yeah,
sense
we
for the
really need
chat.
to.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yep,
there we go. Yeah,
definitely.
ask Jay. Yeah, so if we're gonna have Jake put all the links in the chat, we need the chat to replay.
That would be helpful. That would
Oh
be
yeah,
helpful.
yeah.
So what else is going on, you guys? I mean, it's like a
Um,
daily vlog, so it's like, all right, what are we going to talk
right.
about today?
Well, I'm in love with my new scanner, which showed
Mm.
me that my previous scanner was a lot more broken than I thought it was.
Hola.
Hey,
Hello, George.
George.
I had to. So it's like yeah. So yesterday I had said I was going to finish up to page 30, but I actually had to stop once I realized that my previous scanner, and like I said, don't buy cheap Chinese knockoffs on Amazon. It's like I actually to get my new scanner, I went to like B&H Photo and got the protection plan and the whole thing. So, and
Okay.
it's night and day. It's night and day working with proper equipment.
Wow.
And I realized the previous scanner. I mean, I don't want to call it old because I don't think that thing was like even 6 months, and it was distorting my scans.
Oh.
Like yeah, so it's like it was like stretching it out along with glitching as it scanned. So I didn't know how bad it was until I scanned in one of my pages for the first time on the new one, and like I said, it was like night and day. And I go, oh no. It's like, and I go, oh, that's why my pages weren't fitting into my templates.
Mm.
It's like they were like couldn't understand it, so I had to rescan all my blue lines, just so that my archive is correct. So now everything
Hmm.
is up to date. Everything is proper now. But yeah, So yeah. So if you're gonna buy equipment, buy it from a actual reputable source.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I was really happy with my purchase.
Cool.
Uh huh.
Um, I wish I had cool stuff that I could display. I don't have any package reveals today.
Oh, you'll
Wah,
you'll you'll
wah.
get one in a couple of days. I just sent out your package, your combo package for Oswald and Tall Tales.
Ooh, oh, that'll be a nice
So,
package reveal.
yeah, it's a nice big chunky package. Yeah, because that's also, for anybody in the chat who's still waiting for your rewards from either one of those campaigns, I'm still packing them. What happened was that our printer had a delay, because of the holidays and the paper shortage and whatnot. So all our books for the both campaigns ended up delivering at the same time.
Mm.
Mm.
So we're literally packing two campaigns
So you're
at the
like,
same
pack
time.
all the things.
Yeah, no, for real. And it's like, we're cross referencing and so yeah, oh yeah. It's like yours is definitely, I have one more sketch cover to do for yours and then I'm gonna send it out. Mike. It's like, yes,
Mhm.
your stuff is there. Um so yeah, so if you're still waiting for your package, I'm still packing them. If you get a tracking number, it means it's on the way. If you haven't gotten a tracking number yet, it means I'm still packing. I have one large batch to go, and then I'll
Mhm.
have just like the sketch covers and toys and whoever, like kind of like I don't want to call them stragglers, but they're just like they're kind of like the one-offs of the categories, the level categories. So so yeah, so I'm still working. I'm hoping to get everything completely sent out before the end of January. So
Cool. I
yeah,
mean, you are just with everything that you're doing between, like rescanning all your blue lines, which must have been
yeah,
like, oh man, one more chore that I got to add to my list.
right, yeah,
And
yeah.
then, sketching, writing,
Uh-huh.
organizing, just package, putting the packages together. It's like
Uh-huh.
you're busy. I thought I was busy. I'm like, yeah,
And
I
mind
don't
you,
think I
and that's on top of like, I still have to vacuum.
life.
Yeah, it's like the rest of it. I had to clean upstairs, clean my bathroom, the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it's like I still have that on top of it. So I'm just like doing this, but still though, I think that I think for as much work that I was going through this month, I got a lot of stuff done. Like I said, it's like I'm
Yeah.
on page
You have been on
30.
fire. Like
Yeah.
that's all I can think of every time I see you. Is like, look at this fucking phoenix, man.
Right. Yeah, it's like,
Doesn't
yeah,
it
it's
feel
look,
good
I'm
though?
huh?
It
It
feels
it
good though.
feels it feels you know what? I at the beginning at right in December, I was actually dreading my schedule because I'm like going, holy shit, it's like this is going to be the first the first eagery of an issue that I'm actually penciling. Like the last time I penciled an issue for this series was 2017.
Wow.
So it's like this is the first time. So this is like I'm penciling again this book, and I'm like going, oh my god, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna be able to get this much work done? Am I gonna be able to keep my Kickstarter schedule? And the answer is yes. So far, the answer is yes.
You know,
Um,
uh, busy people tend to stay busy and add
yeah,
more to their schedule and get a lot done. Whereas, you have people who, they don't think they procrastinate, but exactly how much time are you spending on your phone playing games or
right,
doing those surveys and things like that, and
right,
kind of hanging out. And and then there are some people who are like, my only goal today is for a shower.
right. Well,
You
I
know,
mean, it depends on the context of what's going on in your life, of course,
hmm
because sometimes just being able to take a shower is the only thing you can do because of what's going on.
hmm
I mean, I'm not holding you accountable to running a half marathon in the next 3 months.
right.
That's for sure.
I am. Get on it, bitch.
I'm on it, bitch.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah,
You
no,
know.
but
Yeah.
this is the time of year also where people are really kind of dealing with the dark days, the shorter
Right.
days, depression,
Yeah.
things like that, and it's just like, when the sun goes down and it's only 4 o'clock in the afternoon,
Yeah.
where in the summertime it's almost like 9. You're losing so many hours and stuff like that. So
Right.
it's hard to stay motivated. It's hard to
Right.
keep going and stuff like that when other things like that are also playing a part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that's why making a schedule for me was so important, because
Hmm.
I mean I'm sure I've mentioned it before that I have my Ego Raven Kickstarters scheduled for 2025 up until
Hmm.
2025. And that's just the 15 issues. That's not like all the other projects that I want to do, on top of that. I figured let me focus on getting these 15 issues done. Um and what that does, and again, it's like that's another habit that JD, goofs on me for. It's like, why are you thinking that far ahead? And it's like, well, because I need the targets. I
Hmm.
need to know what I have to complete in this year or in the next couple of months or whatnot, so that I actually focus to finish it. Or else I'm just going to be like lounging around and whatnot, and like, oh, let me do this, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then all of a sudden I realize, oh, snap, my campaign is in 2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
Speaking of
so,
campaigns,
Yo,
you guys who are in the chat rooms, in the chat here, if you've got an active campaign or one that's coming up, please send it to us so that we can share it.
right.
We're not seeing it on our StreamYard for some reason, so we've got to get a moderator in there.
Right.
But we can also share it out on our social media.
Well, right.
Um,
So
yeah,
until I guess you fix a thing with the chat, can people put it in the comments? Can put links in the comments?
yeah, they should
yeah,
be
for
able
sure.
to. And
Right.
then, so while we're in YouTube,
Right.
we can grab
Yeah.
them and share them from here.
Right.
Um, but but Nita,
Yes, what?
you and I need to figure out, like, okay, what we are doing as far as our creativity and getting a Kickstarter done, because
Yeah.
we've been talking. There's stuff that you and I want to do too. Got to catch up
Hmm.
to the Lage. That might take
I,
a few.
I
That might
don't
take
feel
a
the need to
decade or
compete
so.
with
But
my friends, Meredith.
are you
I
kidding?
mm,
What the hell is the accountability thing for? It's competition, man.
this is not
Right.
a competition. This is us all trying to better ourselves.
Well, yeah,
Yes,
but we still have MegaCon 2023 to
and
to
it's a
kind of
positive
prepare
thing. It's
for.
not like we're not trying to tear her
Right.
down. We're not trying to tear her down. We want her
Gonna
to
break
succeed,
Daphne's
of
legs next
course.
time she talks
Right.
about getting on that elliptical. Fuck.
Oh no. But no, it's like but look, I mean, it's like just by doing this past week, I can at least say that my
Do
jeans
it,
don't feel
man.
as tight.
Do it
Ah,
You
now.
know,
Do it right now. He's here. Get him.
Jake is
make
here. Jake is
make me a
here
mod.
Yeah, go wrench him.
Oh,
to
Jake.
yeah.
I don't know if I have the permissions on this computer. I'm not on my main one
Ah.
right now. But yeah, we'll make that happen, Jake. If you're
Uh-huh.
willing, would
Yeah.
love to have you as a mod.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so it's a lot of fun to kind of think about, like, what we want to have. I know for me personally, I have kind of like this illustrated book that I'd like to do,
Uh-huh.
and of course, I don't know if you guys have talked about it, maybe in the
Um
background, but
illustrated novels.
illustrated novels, illustrated, like little novellas, maybe
Yeah.
short
Yeah.
stories with, just kind of a cover,
Yeah.
and also in line is for me personally is writing a few more erotica, um, and that's because I've already got one published under
Right,
a
yeah. She already
pseudonym.
got me riled up with that one for all the wrong
so
reasons.
so it's trying to, get a few things, because I want to make sure that when I have a table, I have stuff on it. I have one
Right,
book
yeah.
right now, prose.
Uh-huh.
I've got a comic book that I don't really want to put on the table. um, so it's like, okay,
Right.
how can we, and it's not just to create for the sake of creating. I mean,
Right.
I have these stories in my head already, and the motivation isn't just to have books on the table, because that can promote junk stuff. It's
Right.
just like, ooh, I just want to, I'm rushing to get this out.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
So I don't want to do that. But to really kind of find a schedule where we can get stuff done realistically, maybe crowdfund it. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think we need to do that so that we have a handful of things that we can have on the table. Ms. Nita,
Right.
we need to work on that.
I mean,
Plus,
if oh, because
well, I
if
was
there
going to say, plus
was,
before I got sick and everything, I had
uh,
kind of put a call out for the Compendium of Dread 2, which are
Right.
horror stories, you know? So I don't like limiting myself to any kind of genre. Anyway, back to
right, yeah.
you, Lage.
Oh, yeah, because it's like, because if there was one interview that we did, that was kind of like got the gears going for me. It was when we interviewed Eudaimonia,
Yeah.
Eudaimonia
Mm.
Eudaimonian
Comics,
comics.
and
JP.
yeah, JP, and the way he did his comic was like, this
Yeah.
is what I was
Magical.
thinking. I like it, literally a light bulb. Like he, like, for a little while I was trying to like play around with the idea of like I said, the illustrated prose story, because I have a lot of short stories. Some of them work best as comics, so that's what I'm converting them to. But I have a whole bunch of them that don't convert, because like all the information is in the prose,
Right.
and that would all get stripped out if I did it as a comic. So I was trying to like find some kind of middle ground where, maybe, it's like, yeah, it's like, okay, so an illustrated prose thing, but I still wanted the idea of a comic, because the thing is that sometimes when people see blocks of text, it intimidates them, because like, oh, that's a commitment. It's not like a comic where you can kind of like I guess because the way it's broken up, it feels like you can get through it, as opposed to seeing text and people like going, oh, that's a lot of reading. Which is also why I got the idea of doing the audiobook for my prequel, because even though a lot of people bought it, I'm kind of wondering how many people actually read it, especially with this issue that I'm doing right now, where it actually links to it. So I was thinking there has to be some kind of middle ground that I can do, like instead of like illustrated prose, do kind of like prosy comics.
Hmm.
Kind of like
You know,
reverse it.
I
And
love that idea. I just want to pop in before I forget this idea
oh
because,
yeah, sure,
you
sure.
know, my brain and stuff. But when you were saying, like, when you see blocks of text and stuff like that,
Yeah,
it gets intimidating. For
yeah.
me, because I'm fairly new to comics,
Uh-huh.
comics is actually a little bit more tiring because I had to train my eye to go
Right.
where it needed to go because I guess rules, you know, like the whole
Right.
Z thing
Right,
and
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
It's like, okay, where does my eye need to go? Whether you know,
Uh-huh.
whereas like a paragraph, I just know left to right,
Right.
you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just wanted to put
Yeah.
that out there
Oh, that,
because
which is that's
before
pretty
I forgot
interesting.
about
So
it.
yeah, so no, but that's actually pretty interesting, because you I guess it's like it's like kind of like the opposite. But okay, so I came, so it's like I'm like going, okay, what if how could I do, instead of doing illustrated prose, do prosy comics? And it's like, and I just I didn't have like a name for it. I didn't really have a lot of examples of what I was looking for. Usually people are doing one or the other, until I saw the Eudaimonia issue 1. And what he did was he wrote poetry that he had combined with comics. So it's like
And it was
you're reading
awesome.
a comic, but it's poetry. It's not like literal dialogue or anything. It's like, so you have the poetry and then you have the image that goes with it. Like they literally work together. And I was like going, this is it. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. This is, so it's like, so now it's like I want to take that concept and see if I can convert that with the prose, the short stories that I have, and see if I can keep the prose that I want, but it's in a comic book format.
Right.
You know, so that's going to require a little bit of experimentation to see if it works, because also because it's like I have to avoid the blocks of text. So I have to kind of format my words in a way that the average comic reader knows how to read it.
Right.
So it's, so the experimenting continues,
But you know what? That's the beautiful thing about creativity is that
Uh-huh.
there are really no limitations.
Yeah.
I mean, do what you want. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
in art, you have multimedia where you can, maybe you have an oil painting, but you throw on
Uh-huh.
some Metal Gears and some um, twine and stuff like that, and
Uh-huh.
bring it out to like 3D and stuff like that. And
Right.
yeah, it's a painting. It's different. Multimedia, go for it.
Yeah.
There's no
Uh-huh.
limitations to what you can do.
Right.
And honestly, I love the idea of experimenting like that because
Mm-hmm.
hopefully it generates, hopefully it intrigues your existing audience, but
Yeah.
it also finds you a new audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about that is it's not even about them.
Right.
You are stretching your own wings and finding something interesting and new to
Right.
do with your work, with your
Right.
words and
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
art.
Uh-huh.
And that's got to be kind of exciting and exhausting.
It, well, yeah, because it's just more work on the pile. But the funny thing is that it's because I was thinking about how my audience is interacting with my work that made me start thinking this way. Because honestly, if it was up to me, I would just straight up do another illustrated prose, short stories and call it a day. Because it's like, okay, I don't have a problem with that. But I was because I was thinking how people were interacting with it, or might be interacting with it, or not interacting with it. Because like I said, it's like I know people are buying the prequel. I know people are buying this, and looking at, and but are they reading it? So that's why I came up with the audiobook, but also it's like, but then just like going, well, yeah, but what could I do with this information? It's like, and then it's like the whole, the whole like being uncomfortable that you keep talking about, always be uncomfortable. So it's like, yeah, so it's like, okay, yeah, I could have done a prose book and just left it at that, but it's like, but yeah, but that's a little too easy. you know and then that just got the gears working. So
But
so yeah, yeah.
that's not easy too because a
Right.
lot of times we're used to the way we do things,
Yeah, yeah.
right? I mean, it's just so easy because it's like, okay, this is routine.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I want to change it up? It's working,
Right, yeah.
It's like one of those things where you have to um it's a conscious decision to switch gears and
Right.
pivot like that.
Yeah. Well, you see, the
And
funny thing is,
there's
yeah.
nothing to stop you from going back to what you were doing
Right.
before.
Right,
But
exactly.
still,
But you see, but you said the key word. It's working. And what kind of was nagging at me was that it wasn't working. Oh, there we go. Answer her phone. But yeah, but that's the thing. So it's like, so it's like, yeah, so, it's like that was the thing that was nagging at me, that it wasn't working. So it's like, okay, so I could either do what's easy for me, right? Or what I want to work. Because in the end, I still want people to read this. I still want people
No, for
to
sure.
experience
For
my
sure.
work. So it's like, so if I know something is being, I guess, like a hurdle to my work, it's like that's something I have to consider. It's the reason why Eagle Raven is in color. I could have just as easily have printed it in black and white. I could have just as easily have just done that.
Right.
But but it's like, okay, I did Tall Tales for 20 something years in black and white. Color we're able to do that now. What if, it's like, what if I just did this in color instead of black and white? So, and then what I realized is that that really was a hurdle. A book being black and white was a hurdle. And it's like, okay, how do I get over that hurdle? Easy, you color it. And that brought out a whole new level of work for myself, because it's like, I was like going, damn, this looks really good in color. So it was just like, yeah, I did it to overcome a hurdle, because you would think that for the people who grew up on manga, they would be more accepting of black and white work, but they're kind of not. So by doing this in color, I was able to kind of like get over that hurdle. But but it was just like, it benefited me as well. I mean, it's just kind of like, in the end, it's like, it's a symbiotic relationship between the audience and the work. As much as I want to say, oh, I'm an audience of one and everything is gravy, there's still kind of things I consider. Yeah.
And I like what Trish says here. I want to write a comic where the cover should not matter, but what's inside matters. And that could be just another.
That's a tough one.
That could be another discussion altogether.
Yeah.
Did I lose my oxygen here? I did. Let me put that back in here. So there's a whole big trend of a whole bunch of like variant covers and things like that. I think it's great because it gives artists work,
right?
But there have been many times, whether it's comics or even a regular book, where I go to the store and I see a new cover by a favorite artist, and I realize I read this book like 5 years ago, and it pisses me off sometimes. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't mind as long as I don't mind a variant cover as long as it's, I guess, stated somehow, because I've had a few, when we were just buying comic books online because everything else was shut down, not realizing that it was a variant, opening up the to get to the juicy parts, and it's not what I expected. The artwork wasn't there and stuff, and I really hated it. I basically bought art instead of a comic book that I would enjoy. And so what was it that she was saying here? Because I think I kind of got off topic just a tiny bit.
Yeah, John. So I mean, it's like, yeah, that's something that I feel like we're all still trying to do, is finding our audience. Yeah.
Where is Trisha's? Because my computer is lagging really bad here. Where was her comment about the covers?
Wow.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one, yeah. I want to write a comic where the cover should not matter, but what's inside matters. Well,
right.
Yeah, you see.
So really quickly though, so the cover will get you that audience. It'll get you the fans of that artist, perhaps, and stuff like that. And that's great, I think, for maybe like a one-time purchase. But what's inside, I think, will get them to come back and read more of your story. Mm-hmm. That's the hope, right?
Yeah. I mean, because in terms of, like, I understand what Trisha's getting at, but at the same time, I'm the one who's kind of like a stickler for the cover representing what's in the book. Because I know it's like, oh, you're not supposed to, judge a book by its cover, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, but people do. And it's like, and when I see a particular cover, especially when it's the only thing we have to judge, I mean, it's like you're flipping through a previews and it's like, yeah, you have like a little paragraph, with the, describing the book, and all you're seeing on the cover is the cover. You kind, it's like, that's all I have to judge on. And nothing disappoints me more than to base a purchase on a cover and not get that on the inside. So that's why it's like if you want to do variant covers, like so far I've only come across like one or two campaigns out of like my entire Kickstarter experience where they wouldn't even tell you what kind of book you were buying. Like I didn't know if it was a pinup book. I didn't know if it was,
I hate that.
They had like 37 different variant covers, and it's like I just had no idea, what I was getting. So of course I didn't buy it. But the thing is, though, most campaigns, they have a main cover, which is usually relevant to the book, and then they have all the variants, and they mark it as variants. So it's like, okay, I'm getting my favorite cover, as opposed to, well, this is this cover representative of what's inside. But I think as long as they have a main cover that's representative of what's inside, that's, and I guess to kind of like dovetail on a point, it's like, look, it's like if you have a sexy cover and there's nothing sexy about your book, don't do that.
Look, recently, well, I'll
Don't
say
do that.
recently, about several months back, there was a campaign that was really an all ages book.
Right.
I
think I know
would
which one
even
you're
say
talking
kids,
about. Yeah.
and then they went and got a very naughty cover, and it confused
Right.
the fuck out of me.
It
I'm
did.
like,
Yeah, I think I
what
know which.
the-
I think I saw that campaign too, and that's what it's like. Yeah, that's kind of an extreme, where it's like, yeah, it's like it's like if you have an all ages book, why do you have a naughty cover? And yeah,
Right.
and it was just it was like.
That's
And
creepy to me.
it's creepy. It's
It
like,
was- yeah,
hey
it was very
kids, come look over
inappropriate.
here. Look at
But
this.
not
ad.
only that,
Very
but not only that, throwing up a sexy cover like that is those people who buy that cover. There's almost an expectation that they will never read that book. They're only
Right. No,
getting it for the
absolutely. Right. Absolutely. Or with my point is that if you're going to put a sexy cover on it, it's because it's like
They better be
especially
tagging it in between.
right. It's like like yeah, there are people who buy sexy covers because they're expecting the book to be sexy.
Damn straight.
It's like it's like you're buying a sexy cover and then you're giving me a straight-laced story.
Essentially, that's what happened, Mike. Except it wasn't your book.
Yeah, so it's like, so it's kind of like that, it's like, don't, yeah, it's like, so yeah, if, yeah, that was the thing that I kind of, when I did my nude cover for Eager Raven issue 2, well, it was actually for issue 1, but it was on the issue 2 campaign. It's like, I wanted the cover, I was very deliberate in the choice that I made with the cover, that it was obvious that it was an aesthetic choice and not representative of the interior.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm hoping that I kind of succeeded with that, but that was kind of like how I was thinking, that it's like, yes, it's my story is mature readers, and I didn't feel bad putting a nude cover on it, but also I wanted it to kind of be clear that it wasn't quite representing what was in the book at the moment.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of a fine line. It's kind of a fine line. But also it was obvious that it was a variant. So the funny thing is that most of the people who bought that variant were all my regulars who were buying the regular book. So at least I was pretty sure everyone who was buying that variant understood what they were getting.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, see, and Trish says over here too that variants. I get it. We have variants because we need to build a platform to start.
Yeah, it's just
on, and we are relying on our artists to bring eyes to the table. But see, I think that there's no wrong way of doing this. All right, if you're selling books, you're doing it right. Let's just put that out there, or trying to do it right. Relying on your artists, though, there are some artists who are like, one and done. I got paid. I got nothing else to do with this.
Yeah.
They don't share out their campaign. They don't say anything else about it because their job is
Right.
done.
Yeah.
So there's no more obligation. So I
Uh-huh.
think finding a team of artists who are willing to help lift you up, because when you're talking about them, hopefully that generates more work
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
Your job is not done because you're the creator of the book
Uh-huh.
and you're kickstarting it, but
Right.
you're trying to market. We talked about this yesterday, putting all of these hats on,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I think finding artists who are willing to put on that extra hat to help market you is very
Yeah.
important.
Right.
So that's something to look out for as well. Not
Uh-huh.
just because they have a name necessarily. And there's nothing wrong with that either. I mean,
Right.
you
Yeah.
want to pay big money for a big name and sell a shit ton of those books?
Keyword pay. I just kind of want to throw that out there, given
Well, that's true.
circumstances
Yeah.
right
That's
now.
true.
Pay your
Right,
fucking artist.
Yeah.
right. But I mean, so there's nothing wrong with that because hopefully you're going to gain an audience and maybe they'll crack the cover to read your story.
Right.
Maybe.
Uh-huh.
But and maybe just from name alone, you'll have that trickle down effect. But
Right.
finding artists who are willing to take that extra step,
Yeah.
market you, even if it's like maybe once a day retweet, or
Right.
once a week just post something and say, hey, I've got a cover on this campaign, boom, go
Right.
check it out. you
Right.
know just something. So like I said, there is no wrong way of doing it
Mm-hmm.
as long as you're selling books. That's kind of the goal, I guess.
Yeah. But the thing is though, it's like, yeah, you're using the artist to bring eyes to your table, which of course, I mean, that's what attracts people. But the idea is that it's your story that keeps them coming back. Because it's like, that's when we were talking about my numbers on issues 1, 2, and 3, and how it kind of went down and then really high up again.
Yeah.
That's telling me that people are reading my book.
Right.
So in the end, it's like, that's what you really want. It's like, yeah, the art is kind of the bait, but the story is the meal. That in the end, because that's what they're gonna come back for. So yeah, it's like, look, I would love, it's like, this is, bucket list stuff. Like, I would love to have a Joe Linsner Eagle Raven cover. Oh my God, just the thought of it.
It's the holy
And I
grail.
know that people will collect the book just for that cover and never read it. In fact, I could see them slabbing it and shit, and so it's like, yeah,
Yes.
of course. But I would like to think that 1% of the people who buy that Joe Linsner cover will actually read my book and realize that the story's worth coming back to. That's, yeah, it's like, yeah, my bucket list covers is Joe Linsner, is yeah, and Arthur Adams. It's like, I would love to have covers from them. But it's like, I understand that it's like that they're going to bring their own collectors to my book. But ultimately, I still want people to read my book. Like, I've always said, it's like, I work way too hard on this story for people to only get half of it. Which is why I'm doing the audiobook, which is why, I want to do the prosy, the prosy comics. It's like, because I want to make it easy for people to access my stuff. But yeah, your writing is what's going to bring them back. The art, yeah, it's, it's the art is the appetizer.
And I'm lagging a little bit here. We are at like 40, almost 45 minutes, you guys.
Right.
Anything else that we can like randomly just spout off about?
Right. I don't know.
I don't know. It's
mean,
fucking cold.
Yeah,
I know it's
cold.
cold.
Yeah. Yeah.
People of the North,
Yeah.
keep it up there.
Yeah, I know.
Leave me alone down here in Florida.
Aren't we supposed to be getting like some kind of blizzard or something? I don't know.
I think you guys are supposed to. Or actually, it's kind of swooping down across the
Right.
center here and pushing down to me. Don't do it.
Uh-huh.
Don't do it.
Right.
So, okay. So, mini goal of the day then.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Achievable goal that makes us
Yeah.
feel good and warm and
No,
fuzzy about ourselves.
definitely finishing my page 30. It's like, look, it's like I have this much, left to go. So I just have to finish this page. I just have to finish up here, and then I'm 2 pages away from finishing. The only thing that I'm debating right now is because I have issue 7 laid out. So all I have to now my question is like, do I keep pushing forward with the momentum of just penciling and get issue 7 done, or do I start inking this? So that's my little mini debate right now as well. But I'm not going to make a decision until I hit page 32. But that's what I'm thinking right now. Yeah.
All right. And anybody who's tuning in right now, let me know what your mini achievable goal is today. Make sure it's achievable, okay?
Yeah.
Because we want at least that one moment where we're like, did something.
I did it.
Yes,
Yay.
exactly.
Yay.
You want to be able to cross it off the list.
Cross it off the list. Nita, what is your achievable goal for today?
I need to clean my office so I can get my second screen up to make everything more
There you go.
efficient.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big
All
things
right.
are happening. Gotta
Yeah.
get ready.
Exactly.
Got to get ready. Mine is some editing. Got an editing job that I need to accomplish. So, and I got the rest of the day to do it. And a nap.
And a nap, yes.
Life goals.
Life goals. Yes.
All right, ladies, y'all ready to roll?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
I think we're good.
I'm waiting to see what everybody else is writing here for their.
Well, Mike
mini
Jimmy's
goal
gonna
of the
write
day.
some stuff. Let's see.
Right.
Allison says her goal for today is to finish laying out her outline.
Trish says put socks on.
Hey,
Yes, we all have
mission
socks
accomplished.
on. Yeah.
Ah,
It's like, look, it gets so cold up here. I literally researched socks, like the warmest socks I could buy, and it turned out to be I forgot the brand, but Hunter's. Actually, it's the I'm pretty sure some of you recognize this. It's the socks that Hunters. It's for hunters, and it has like a deer head on it.
oh yes,
it's like,
I've seen those.
Yeah, so I bought like a whole bunch of those. I'm like, you know what? If hunters would know what's warm. So I figured whatever hunters are wearing, that's the sock I want.
Very cool. Very cool. Any other achievable goals out there? Declare it right
Look,
now.
at least everybody, if you're gonna have one goal, it's, you know what? Have an awesome weekend.
Yes.
You
There you
know,
go.
just have an awesome weekend. You know, it's like, you know, enjoy yourself. You know, do what you need to do. And we'll meet again on
We'll catch
Monday.
you losers Monday.
You know, yeah, exactly. We'll
I've
meet again
I've
on
been out of
Monday.
it. I've been out of it. Is that our new format? We're Monday through Friday with our vlog?
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
And
Yeah,
taking the
I think
weekend
so.
off?
I think so. Because you know what? We need to
I
learn
need a day
accountability on our own. So at least we could do that for 2 days, right?
2
We
days.
could do
Yes.
accountability for 2 days, and then we
It's
meet
that, or
again
we
on
come,
Monday.
we show up on Monday, and it's like the walk of shame.
Right, exactly. and then we start all over again.
Hmm. All right, that works for me. On that note, you guys, I hope you guys stay safe, stay productive, be kind, hit the button, and let me see. That's right, hit the button, you guys. Make sure that you follow each other and support other people by sharing their shit. It's not hard. That's it for me. Those are my final words. Have a great weekend,
Yeah.
you guys.
Have a great weekend.
Nita,
Yo.
Daphne, final words for you guys.
Throw me dudes.
Oh my god. Out of here.
Hey there, this is Meredith Lochran with Ragin, And I wanted to let you know that we encourage and promote independent creators and their projects through organic interaction, consultations, and more. Visit Nita and me at raginabc.com for details and contact information. Hit the button.